Hello friends, welcome back. I am Jason, and it is about time that we start taking the safety of our communities and our nation seriously. Is the helmet too much? I was kind of going for like a Roman legionnaire type look. I think I nailed it. Somehow the voices are still in my head. That could be a problem. Surprisingly warm. A little bit sweaty, a little clammy inside of there. Drones over New Jersey. Threat? Not a threat. You decide. I thought about wearing this helmet the entire video and just not saying anything about it, but I thought it might be a little bit too distracting, so we'll take it off for now. The drones over New Jersey. I spent the morning, a little bit too much of my time, I'd have to admit, watching footage of the drones in New Jersey, and I guess they've kind of trickled down into New York or over New York, and they're around New Hampshire. I think there's been some drone sightings, which to me doesn't really sound that crazy because there are drones everywhere. There's millions of drones in the United States, and a lot of people fly drones. And now that there's been this whole controversy about the drones being UFOs and some sort of foreign government entity flying drones for surveillance and stuff like that, I feel like there's probably more people than ever putting their drones up in the air, not only to possibly, get some footage, to get close-up footage of another drone, perhaps is what they're trying to do, or perhaps they're just trying to have a good time and keep up the suspense, keep up the excitement, and try to add to this chaos that's going on in New Jersey over the drone sightings. So that's probably a lot of what's going on if I had to guess. Everybody with DJI or whatever drones are that has one is putting them up in the sky just because they want to create some sort of excitement in their neighborhood, perhaps. So I don't know for sure what exactly is going on, but here's some suspicions that I have. So all the footage, not all, I guess most of the footage that I've seen of the drones in the New Jersey area they've all been at night for the most part, and they all have blinky, flashy red lights, just like modern aviation. Just like any airplane out there has blinky lights to alert other airplanes of its location so we don't have any collisions. These drones have that. And if it was some sort of foreign entity, Iran, sending its drones, over here to gain some sort of intelligence or something, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, why would you be advertising that you've got these drones up in the sky? That doesn't make any sense at all to me. I don't get that one. Now, let's say it's some sort of psyops. Let's say it's some sort of, psychological warfare, that they're just creating this disturbance and just possibly distracting us from something else. Now, that definitely could be the case. I could see how that's a thing because it's working. Everyone is paying attention, including me, has spent, hours of their time looking into this drone situation that's happening in New Jersey. And I am distracted from other things. I'm distracted from more important things. Perhaps that's what's going on. Maybe that's 100% completely intentional. I don't know, but that's probably where my thoughts are steered. That's where my opinion is leading me. Now, let's say it was some foreign entity that had these drones here and they were doing some sort of psychological warfare on us. It would be so easy for us to figure out where they come from. These drones can't fly forever, right? They don't have infinite abilities to stay up in the air. They have to land, recharge, refuel, whatever, at some point in time. It wouldn't be that difficult with our abilities to track these things to figure out where they're going to get refueled, resupplied, or whatever. So that doesn't really make any sense. So our government telling us that they don't know what it is, like they have no idea where it's coming from, that is complete BS. Our government is either completely inept and stupid, which a lot of them are, and because they can't figure this out, or they're lying. And my guess is that they're lying. The drone threat, I think, is real. I mean, I think that how easy would it be for someone to have a large industrial type drone and attach some sort of explosive or something to it, fly it into a congested area, drop the thing off, and kablamo? I mean, it seems like, I don't know, I'm no expert on drones, I'm no expert on explosives and all of that, and how much it would take and how much they weigh and the payload capabilities. Some of these drones are pretty big now. I mean, I don't think it would be that difficult to do. I don't know, and I feel like it'd be relatively difficult, at least in the short term, to track down who did this, who was responsible for it. So that, in and of itself, is a scary concept, a scary thought, and it's making people afraid. People are afraid of this. And perhaps this whole drone thing is to incite fear and keep people from living their lives the way that they should. Yeah, could these drones deliver chemical contaminants, possible biological warfare implemented by these drones? Sure, yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why it's not possible. Another possibility that I've considered, and I saw some other people talking about on news footage and things like that this morning, was that it's possibly our own government inciting this fear of these drones in order to gain more control over us. If we are afraid enough of this threat, we will look towards some sort of savior, our government. We will look to our authorities to save us from this threat and help keep us safe. And potentially we'll give up more of our freedoms. Just like after the 9/11 stuff happened, we gave up a lot of our freedoms and security went through the roof at the airports. You can't fly with a tube of toothpaste anymore. Everything is more secure and safe now. Safer, because we've given up our freedoms. We've allowed the government to infringe upon our rights, to infringe upon our lives for the sake of safety. Now, that's a slippery slope. And whenever fear is the primary motivation, you should question it, in my opinion. If you are making decisions, you are driven by fear, you're probably making a mistake. So you should stop. You should think about the big picture. Why is this happening? Why do I feel the way that I feel? Why am I afraid? Take all of that into consideration before you make some sort of decision that could possibly affect your children's lives or your grandchildren's lives or way down the road. And obviously I was kidding about shooting the clays, and just showing that in my video is probably going to get it demonetized and possibly removed from the internet. I'm taking that risk for the reasons of humor and entertainment. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully you're watching this video and we're not getting shunned from the internet. I'm not getting a strike to my channel for something silly like that. But people are talking about shooting these drones down, and there's a whole lot of problems that come along with that concept right there. Yeah, now, well, first of all, it's completely illegal to shoot a drone. A drone is an aircraft, right? So if, according to the FAA, from the little bit of research that I've done, if you shoot down a drone, you are committing a felony. So don't shoot down a drone. That's my advice. Unless there is an imminent threat towards you or your family, don't shoot down a drone. If one just buzzes over your house or something like that, I wouldn't recommend shooting at it, just because of all the legal problems that you could encounter. So now, if a drone was at my window level, looking into my windows, man, it'd be tough for me to not shoot that thing. I live in a pretty rural area, and if someone had the audacity to fly a drone and start looking in the windows of my home, there's a good chance I'll shoot it. but that's just me. I don't know. What I possibly might do is I would do some, that drone's probably not too far from here. I mean, they have a pretty good range, but I might do some investigations and drive around a little bit and see if I can figure out who's operating that drone before I shoot it down. If it's a consistent thing that's happening on a regular basis, someone's flying around scoping out my property or whatever, then possibly alert the authorities might be the best approach. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure out what the best approach is in my mind too. Let's say you did want to shoot a drone down, and at low altitudes, yeah, you could use a shotgun and splatter birdshot up there, and just one pellet hitting one of the propellers on this drone is going to cause it to, at a minimum, fly erratically and hopefully bring the thing down, if that is what your plan was. But now let's say it's flying at a much, much higher altitude. You can't shoot a drone with a shotgun if it's flying, 200-300 yards above your head or higher. I mean, these things can fly thousands of feet. You're not going to shoot it with a shotgun. You would need some sort of rifle. And being able to take an accurate shot on something, even hovering at that distance, at that height above you, is going to be really challenging. Not impossible, but really, really challenging. And that bullet is going to go somewhere. It's going to come down somewhere. And you are responsible for where that bullet goes. And nobody wants that on your conscience, that you've possibly hurt somebody, an innocent person, because you thought it was a good idea to take a pop shot at a drone. So I understand the laws behind making it illegal to shoot drones, because a lot of these drones that people are seeing in New Jersey are airplanes. They're saying they're not drones, they're airplanes. So, and if the scary thing is, if you thought they were a drone and you thought it was a threat and you started shooting at it, you could potentially be shooting a aircraft with people in it. So I understand the law behind not shooting the drones. So I get that. I want my privacy and my security of my home and everything like that. And I wouldn't appreciate someone flying a drone over my property, of course. I think we can all agree on that, but it's a dangerous thing to just start shooting at stuff in the sky. Yeah, so hopefully this video gets seen by somebody and it doesn't get taken down because I showed a gun. The whole stupid thing about guns now, I grew up with guns. I've been shooting guns my whole life. My kids are very familiar with guns. They know how to treat them safely, handle them safely. I trust all my kids to be able to carry a gun, to hold a gun, and not hurt anyone, because I have trained them from a very early age. It's so silly. We went to this Christmas light show the other night in our town, small little gathering, a small town, but went to this thing and they were accepting toys, donations for kids that weren't going to have any Christmas presents this year, and which is a really good thing. And so we called up and we asked about the event and stuff, and they said, yeah, you can bring toys to donate, but make sure they're not toy guns, no toy swords, no toy weapons whatsoever. And I thought, that is the dumbest thing. We have gotten so stupid soft. We have turned into such weenies, incapable of defending ourselves as a society, that we are just offended by the mere sight of a gun. So here is the gun one more time. It's probably going to get me taken off of the internet. It is a real gun. I treat it safely. I know how to use it properly. I don't use it irresponsibly. And we need to be teaching our kids to do the same things. Absolutely ridiculous that we can't even give a kid a Nerf gun, a toy gun, at a donation center. Because what little boy and little girl, I know a little girl, she's 6 or 7, that loves swords and shields and stuff and all kinds of weapons. She loves them. It's her favorite thing ever. And what little boy wouldn't want a new Nerf gun for Christmas? How fun was that? Having Nerf battles and Nerf wars when you were a kid. So much fun. I still enjoy doing that with my kids. It's ridiculous. So stupid. Goodness gracious. But anyway, what the point of this video that I want to get across is that we need to remember to control the controllable. Can we control the drones that are flying over New Jersey? Probably not. You can't control it. There's nothing you can do about this. What we need to be doing is concerning ourselves with the things that really, really matter. Controlling the controllable. Now, does some sort of legislation need to be passed as far as drones go? Perhaps, maybe there needs to be more. I don't know. I question that as well, because I don't want more laws. I don't want more legislation. I don't want more restrictions on our freedoms. If I have a drone and I want to fly the thing, I should be able to fly the thing. As long as it's not hurting anybody, I should be able to do that. So I don't know. I don't know where this should go, but we do need to focus on what we can control. So I can't control the drones flying over New Jersey, but I can control my small community. I can control the small effect that I can have on you, the viewer watching this video, and the things that I can encourage you to do. I can encourage you to be a fitter, more well-rounded, helpful member, participant of your community. I can encourage you to be more prepared for the next natural disaster or man-made disaster, perhaps. I can encourage you to train and get stronger and fitter and faster, and I can do that. That's what I can control. I can control the people that are in my small network of people that I encounter on a daily basis. I can have a positive influence and effect on those people. That's what I can do. And that can make a big difference in this world. We can't control drones flying over New Jersey, regardless of who sent them up in the air, regardless of what entity sent them up and for whatever purpose they chose to do it. We can control our thoughts to some degree. We can control the fear that's invoked in us because of these types of things. We can slow the chaos curve to some degree in our small communities by telling people, hey, don't freak out. Let's think about all these things. Let's think about all the reasons why this might be happening. Why are we seeing this? Why is every news network in the nation focusing on this one thing? What are we missing? What are we not hearing about? What major event is happening right now and we're not hearing anything about it because we're concerned about a angry bumblebee buzzing up in the air? I don't know. I'm suspicious. I'm very suspicious, and I think you should be too. Friends, I'd really love to hear what you think about this in the comments section. I think it's interesting. I am equally engaged in this concept because I think it's fascinating. And is it aliens? Is it Iran? Is it our government? I don't know, but I think it's interesting, and I'd love to discuss it a little bit more in the comments section. But remember, don't forget about what's important. Spend some time with your family. The holidays are here, guys. Don't forget about the people that you haven't spoken to in a long time. Reach out to that long-lost brother that you haven't called in a long time because of whatever dumb reason that you guys stopped speaking. Control the controllable. Remember what's important. Till next time, friends. What's the worst that could happen? Let's just go on 3.